There we go. So it should all be working. Hi, Paul. So here we are again. We're here in the Story in Lancaster, and we've just completed sort of a wrap-up meeting, I guess, to the stakeholders and public about our project, which seems about 3D and things. Would you like to talk to us about what it's been about and sort of some of the key highlights for you? I've already spoken with Ellie, so we know that she's the project owner really of this, and we're helping her. So say something about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's part of a broad process of digital transformation. I think across the country, local authorities are trying to unlock the value in data and bring them together in really different approaches. So there's a number of projects across the board. For us, it was about unlocking heritage assets, but also using 3D to localize those, and also think about how to use that data and actually engage. It's not just enough about putting it on a platform, but how can you engage the public with this data in a really informed way?
Yeah. So one of the things, we had a number of tables with different mediums of displaying basically the same electronic data. Our 3D model of Lancaster, one of the largest open data sets for 3D models in the country. But we've got a physical model there that you printed out, I think. Did you say, where did that come from, the 3D model that you printed?
So we derived the 3D printed Lancaster model at 1 to 1250 scale from the digital data. It's a very straightforward process, but we could then start projecting various information, including local forthcoming local plans, etc., on the model. So that was just one way of physical models make the world tangible. You can understand.
Absolutely, and we noticed today people gravitated towards the things that you can touch and do, right?
Absolutely.
So, the other table that I know you're a big fan of is the games skylines, city skylines, right? It's the first city skylines, not the latest version. What make that special? Are we just playing a random game or a random city, or is it something more specific?
So we played city skylines and modified that to a high degree, and played it with 140 children in order to give them a tool to decide about how they envisage a future space. So we played a planning policy in a computer game.
Wow.
And we found out all sorts of stuff from children. The reason we did use the computer game was because 11% of young people are engaged in planning overall, in local plan consultations. So we're failing with our statutory instruments, and we really need to engage people critically here.
Yeah, it's not enough just to put a piece of paper up on a street lamp and expect children to engage with it.
Absolutely.
How many children did you get at that event?
So it was 140 over a series of workshops. We've played countless hours of the game. So we had all of these hundreds of models from the game, and we analysed that using some artificial intelligence tools. So we could then look at each children's model and see how they were thinking as a planner. So one child would say, I want 6 primary schools, 22% green space, and 2 hospitals. And then you can make a report from that.
And they're not really articulating 22%. They're just building it and having fun, because that feels like the right thing to do. So I really enjoyed that. We had a number of other tables. We also had the iPads with scanning software on. You saw me today doing some scanning on we got quite a good lot of engagement from that as well. What are your thoughts on that technology?
It doesn't have to be high cost, high consultancy fees. This technology is around us, and we can use this from a bottom-up approach, and that's really important to try, test, and experiment with stuff. So yeah, absolutely. Our best sensors are our mobile phones, or what we have to hand.
I'm a great believer in not reinventing the wheel or getting someone to carry another device, so that's good. We did have a laser scanner here. It's £10,000 worth of equipment. It's quite different from a £300 to £1,000 piece of equipment. So yeah, absolutely. If we've got it in our pockets, use it. The other thing I wanted to ask about is you had some playing cards, and you got the people who turned up for the event to go through these cards. What are they? What's their concept? And can we download it ourselves and use it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can download and access via the Figma link, which I'll share with you. It's on the YouTube channel. Anyone can print them out. It's a plan deck, basically. It's a series of prompt cards to make you think about the environment. So it makes you think about heritage, your perceptions of the space, helps you think about wayfinding, the way you navigate the space, and also talk about a future environment that you envisage in the area. So it can be used in local plan consultations. It can be completely customized, and that's the idea, that it's going to be relevant for anyone to just take their time and use that either on a data walk, i.e. going out into a site and
which is what we did. We did a data walk.
Yeah, absolutely. Or just to use that in a workshop approach. So it's a completely open pack for anyone to use.
I mean, for me, what I noticed was I was a bit cynical about these prompt cards, but actually lots of people feel, what do I say initially? What am I meant to say? And prompt cards is the right word, isn't it? And it was effective because one of our group was telling stories about one of the building histories, for example. I don't think that would have been elicited if they were just part of an anonymous group without any idea of what they're doing. There was an expectation that they should engage, yes?
The cards give structure, but they don't give answers. So the answers are up to that individual. They're just prompts. So open-ended questions can be really effective. But if you don't provide that structure, you're going to provide anxiety or lack of engagement, really. So they're just there to help gather really interesting data to make effective change.
Cool. So what's your key takeaway of today? I mean, it feels successful, but what's your key takeaway?
I think we need to encourage bottom-up approaches to digital planning processes. I think we need to use tools that we've got every day, and we also need to engage young people in acts of play via computer games for urban planning. I think that's really critical.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much. It's been a fun project. Hopefully there'll be more of this kind of project going forward. Last thing I've got to get you to say is point at the camera and go, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you. All right.
Cheers.
We'll just...
Is that okay?